Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. Ahead of the 2027 elections, I can tell you it has begun. The campaign, the realignment and the allegiances have begun in earnest. The likes of Labour Party is beginning to speak if they will indeed field Peter Obi again come 2027, as they are speaking strongly on this matter. Remember, Peter Obi have said it's not Labour Party anytime soon, but they're still looking at, alliances here and there. They've been in a secret meeting between himself and Atiku Abubakar, and of course Atiku Abubakar have been in secret meetings, of course, with the former president Buhari, and of course the likes of former presidents like Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida and Abdulsalami Abubakar, all of which speaks volumes. Come 2027, the question is who will take the day? We do not know, but the allegiances and alignment have begun in earnest. And then Doyin Okupe, who happened to be the former DG of Peter Obi, spoke concerning the alignment between the Southwest and the North, and the fact that he's totally away from Peter Obi's campaign. We're going to find out all of these juicy details in a moment, but before we do that, kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it. You will see bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Let's start what Labour Party is saying about Peter Obi, who made them really very popular. Now, ahead of the 2027 general elections, the Labour Party has dismissed rumor making the rounds that it plans to replace Peter Obi as its presidential candidate. And a statement jointly signed by the head Directorate of Mobilization and Integration, Marcel Ngugbehi, the Deputy Director of Media and Communication, Abure Elumelu, and the Deputy Director of Strategic Engagement, the party denied report of a rift and affirmed its commitment to Obi's candidacy. And the Directorate acknowledged efforts to reconcile aggrieved groups within the party, but emphasized that no agreement had been reached to replace Obi yet. Now, it emphasizes the party's unity and cohesion behind Obi, who has been ratified as the presidential candidate for 2027 election. The statement reads, and I quote it: "The leadership and members of our great party recognize the importance of peaceful coexistence among brothers and acknowledge the fact that there is a bigger target, liberating Nigerian from the shackles of greedy politicians and building a nation that protects the interests of its citizens. The party has decided to follow a peaceful approach to resolving internal misunderstandings. The effort within the Labour Party and its successes have elicited different reactions. We have also seen an attempt by the opposition to make false spin for their own selfish interests, misinforming the general public with the aim of causing more crisis in our party. For the records, this directorate was set up to facilitate reconciliation and help mobilize and integrate Labour Party stakeholders towards electoral victory for our presidential candidate Peter Obi in 2027. The party leadership recognizes the need for unity and cohesion within the party as a requirement for internal stability and improving the winning chances of His Excellency Peter Obi in the upcoming 2027 elections. We have reached out through various channels to different stakeholders, and discussions are still ongoing on various fronts. We are also making great progress in this endeavor. To misconstrue this effort is being against our presidential candidate is unfortunate. The question is, I hope when it is time for the election proper, I am Babi and Apapa will not wake up and say, Abure was not supposed to be the president. In fact, he did this, he did that. I just hope that Peter will have a plan B ahead, so that we will not hear stories that touch. Whatever it is, if they are giving you plan B, you should have your own plan B with even plan C to counter any funny dealings. Now let's find out what Doyin Okupe is saying concerning the issue of supporting Tinubu ahead of 2027. We are in 2024, but the elections have begun in the next 2027. I don't even understand these politicians, but let's find out anyway. Now, the former Director General of the Labour Party 2023 presidential campaign, Doyin Okupe, has taken to social media to discuss the alleged speculations of some northerners that contributed towards the victory of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2023 election presidential election. And Doyin Okupe, who spoke about such issue through his social media accounts a few minutes ago, revealed that some northern stakeholders are allegedly unhappy with the present administration, adding that they believe that the North has not been adequately rewarded for supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He wrote, and I quote, "Some northern stakeholders are unhappy with the present administration. They believe North has not been adequately rewarded for supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu." Speaking further, Doyin Okupe revealed that ambitious northerners are hoping to exploit such belief in 2027, adding that the Southwest and the Northwest are partners in stabilizing the Nigerian project and their partnership is not about to end. Who would believe that Doyin Okupe will be speaking this? Well, times change. It clearly shows we don't have permanent friends. We do not have permanent enemies. All we have is permanent interests. He's only pursuing his interest. I hope Peter Obi is learning and learning very fast. Well, again, I will also say that he's saying all those disgruntled elements that believe that Northerners have not been adequately compensated, that they should forget it, because the truth be told, there is this strong alliance and allegiance and partnership between the Northwest and the Southwest. Wow, which means other parts of the region should just look on. I'm sure he's in no particular order. In no particular order, it's literally talking about the likes of El-Rufai, who feel for whatever reason they really supported Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He didn't mention names, but he is not even in any cabinet of any kind. In fact, the way they're literally running after El-Rufai now, he's living a quiet life. El-Rufai is usually someone who's very vocal, but he's living a very quiet life because, hey, this is probably not his time. But he will start speaking. Come 2026, ahead of the 2027 election, he will start getting vocal. But then, because that's when every political player that have a stake in in contesting will need every strong man in politics, and that is where El-Rufai will come in. Some few hours ago, we saw him, of course, having discussions with the former president. That's the person of Buhari. I guess he made these mistakes then and is learning from that. Is politics. You win some, you lose some. But to think that the likes of Okupe is saying that the North now and the South have an allegiance that cannot be broken, which means if Peter Obi is even thinking of having Doyin Okupe in his campaign team, should please rule it out. Doyin Okupe have moved on and has moved on to this particular dispensation with the hope that he's speaking good of this dispensation. Just means he's a nationalist. Anything and everything is possible. And they're saying this allegiance is not going to bring anytime soon. This is politics. Anything can happen. Look, this is just permanent interest. But let's see how it plays out, because the hunger in the land is not about compensating. These guys still don't get it. It's all about them and their selfishness. They're all thinking about not being compensated. What are you going to be compensated with? Political positions, sub-cabinet members, head of parastatal? Is that what you're going to be compensated with? Nigerians are hungry. There's insecurity in the land. Inflation is biting. The monies are nothing is given really. And you're talking about 2027. You're talking about compensation. Have you compensated Nigerians for even electing you guys one way or the other? You are now ruling. Come on. Politics doesn't have to be played even in food. Let's go wrap it up. Let's put in our comment section. What's your take?
Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news.